All right, I'm the flatratemaster, and let's get on this live stream. As I get notified for my own live stream. Yep. All right. Best place to get a used cheap toolbox. Craigslist. I mean, that's probably going to be your best bet for a used cheap toolbox, uh, Ian. But you got to make sure they do not owe anything on it, especially if it's a tool company toolbox, because um, a lot of people will buy those toolboxes, they'll owe on them, and it has a lien on it if it's still under, you know, they still owe on it, so they can be repoed, and I have seen it. What up, Pat? Yeah, car's exposed. It's crazy. No, it was not a prank. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been different. Just been hanging out and creating content and trying to stay out of trouble. What's sad is the amount of my hair that's on the dead cat on my microphone. All right, so what tool questions we got? Correct, Mike Jones. Welcome to the chat, Mike. So you're back to doing production again. Um, yeah, Harbor Freight can be, I mean, they're not used, but yes, they can be some really good deals on scratch and dent stuff. Yeah, PC nerd. There's one back there. There's a server rack over there. Um, Milk. Hey, girl. Uh, 13900 case, Z790, and a 4090. That's a pretty really good gaming PC. Better than what I've got. I game on a 9900K and a 3080 Ti. Mario, what's up? Pat, I actually do not watch tool tubers. The reason for that is simply because I don't want their opinions on tools to influence any of my opinions. You know, even if it's just in the back of your head, you know, they said something. I don't want, you know, me to point out something that they, you know, I want to come to my conclusions based on just a fresh knowledge of using the tool. Um, Albert, I mean the Series 3 toolboxes, I haven't seen them in person. The toolboxes from Harbor Freight have always been decent. Um, you know, so it's up to you whether or not it's worth it to you to buy a toolbox from them or somebody else. I mean, you can buy from, you know, the Tool Vault and those other companies because they're, you know, more than likely still made at, you know, similar plants over in China. And having seen a couple of those other Chinese toolboxes, they kind of all look up, you know, kind of all look the same. Mike Jones, you got a real job? Really? Come on, man. What the heck? What's up, Chad? No, 3080 Ti is no slouch. Car's exposed. By the way, if you don't know him, you know, he's a cool guy. I hung out with him in uh, London when I went there in 2019. He's a really cool dude. Igor, go subscribe to his channel. No, I've got a 3080 Ti in my gaming capture streaming PC, and then a 3080 from MSI in my editing PC. I paid retail for them, by the way. I didn't pay, you know, the um scalpers prices. Igor, yeah, I love my Milwaukee soldering iron. I couldn't I don't I that's one of those tools I literally would replace immediately if it broke. Out of pocket, I'd buy one. Oh, really? Mike Jones, my toolboxes are at a storage facility not too far from my house. My driveway goes like that, so we'd have to literally clear out the driveway to get a tow truck up in there to drop them into my garage, and then I wouldn't be able to park a car there, which would cause other complications. Small spoon pick set. Mayhew. Mayhew has a good set of spoons. If you're talking about the little itty bitty ones, Mayhew has a really good set. They're sold on the Matco truck as Matco. What do I use on ball joints on Dodge Caravans? A brass hammer. If that fails, my ball joint separator from Mueller cups. That thing, those things are a beast. Scary as all get out. I mean, best thing to do is put a bunch of tension on it and then hit the ball joint with a hammer while you watch your teeth. Milwaukee, Milwaukee, their batteries are their batteries. Jones and for Tools, what's up? When I went to Milwaukee, actually both times I've been to Milwaukee at their plant, I've met with their engineering staff for their batteries, and they talked a lot about the amount of rejection they have of bad cells. So hopefully the quality batteries for them is really good. What's mine? What I used most was my 1/4 inch Milwaukee extended reach ratchet. So gearhead, yeah, I mean they're the Harbor Freight saying the Harbor Freight drawers tend to sag. Yeah, I mean it's all in what you pay for. I mean, the more you want quality, the more you want your quality to step up, you're gonna have to step up in price. That I mean they're every manufacturer of toolboxes has to hit a price point if they want to sell it, that it will sell at, and you know materials is going to be what they skimp on. Ian's favorite impact brand, Milwaukee. I mean, that's 99% of what I use. Um, hey Mike, what scan tool would you recommend for someone that works mainly on Japanese? Um, I mean, depending on what you're getting into, um, my preference would be the launch tools. Secondly, Autel, but I've had problems with their tablets more than their software. But yeah, I mean, launch, if you can get the OE tools for the brands you work on, the OE tools are going to be the best, but obviously there's, you know, costs involved along with, having a J box or the interface. But yeah, my launch kind of became my go-to scan tool at the shop. Um, any more US made impacts? Are you talking about the guessing since you're talking SK and Williams, for your Lionel, I'm guessing you're talking sockets. Yeah, Matco's main brand, not the ADV, are made in the US. They're made by, forget the name of the company, but um they are still made in the US. I think Mac has some stuff that's made in the U.S. I know their wrenches, the premium wrenches, are still made in the U.S., but I believe they've got a line of impact sockets that are also. Matthew Blair, is synthetic brake fluid better than standard? The only, as long as you're talking .3, .4, they're made by what, 3, maybe 4 manufacturers to federally mandated specifications. They're all going to be basically chemically identical. In fact, BG does not make their own brake fluid. They buy it. So, yeah, I mean, Mike, Harbor Freight, good enough for even a, younger technician. Death by debt. Yeah, I mean, synthetic is meaningless in the United States. Cars explode. Yeah. You want to test some stuff every now and then. Torque wrenches, especially if you're doing engine work. That is important to, go verify that they still torque what they're supposed to. Yeah, gearhead, it's all about how you want to spend your money. Chris Martino, what's going on? Chris Martino, the Volkswagen Audi Tech Master. Yeah, Darren AJ Manufacturing. I couldn't think of it. Chris, I appreciate it. Adam, sure he probably did, but the guys in the shop knew they were mine. Mike Jones, what other? I don't watch. As I said earlier, I don't watch Tool Tubers. Who I watch, Jay's 2 Cents, Gamers Nexus. I watch some Rainbow Six Siege content creators. Yeah. Hardware Unboxed, Paul's Hardware. And I watch a bunch of history type channels. Tasting History. Townsend's channel. Yeah, I mean, one of the techs at the shop that I used to work at has a Husky. He's been happy with it. Allie, I mean, they're good ratchets. Hello, back to Australia. ETA Prime. I don't R230. I don't know what you mean by that. Lionel, yes, I have it's a refrigerated cigar humidor. It's actually heated and cooled. They make them for, various companies make them, and basically just a climate controlled humidor. I put humidity beads in there, and they keep them nice and hydrated. Adam, yes, as businesses struggle to get employees, pay will increase. There's no doubt about that. They have to if they want to fill those positions. If they're not going to fill the positions, they're just, they're going to have an empty spot, and eventually that's going to piss off the rest of their people, and they're going to leave and realize that they were getting underpaid and keep going. Mike Morris, IT to cars. That's a interesting switch. Usually people say to go the other way around. Too late. It depends a lot on your health. If you're able physically to keep up with the youngins. Yes, it's not too old. You know, you're not too old. You may have some difficulties finding places that'll want to hire you at 52, coming new, but yeah, no, I mean, it's not out of the question to start a new career at 52 doing whatever. So good luck. Gearhead, have you ever thought about getting the industrial work? Limiting factor for me is not a lot of that stuff is around where I live. I mean, you have to remember, Atlanta is a huge city, and a lot of the people that have been contacting me go, "Oh yeah, I can get you on over here." That's going to be an hour and a half of drive every day. That's not going to work. So, but there's not a lot of that around there. Armando, how to become a master at flat rate? Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. You got to be as efficient at everything, and that's how you make money on flat rate. You're efficient at everything you do. A lot of times, though, the limiting factor is the shops, how they bill, and parts acquisition and stuff. So a lot of times the shop has to also be set up to encourage your efficiency. Blue Point slip socket, I haven't seen it. My Snap-on guy before everything happened was only at the shop like once a month for a while. His wife got sick, so I didn't see a lot of new products from him. Ian's Archive Center, going from getting having a roll cart to getting a toolbox is going to come down to when you max out your roll cart. When you start having to pile tools on top of tools or pile them on a shelf, that's when you need to think about getting a toolbox. And, you don't have to go out and buy the new Snap-on, or don't go. One of the worst things you can do is go spend a bunch of money starting out on a huge toolbox. Like, it's better to get a Harbor Freight box, live out of that for a few years, and then if you want, go to a Snap-on or Matco or Mac or whatever. But that's your best bet, is just to creep up. Why don't you apply to Public Works? Because they don't pay crap around here. I mean, like, seriously. MARTA, which is our transportation system for Atlanta, you could literally make more money as a bus driver part-time in Carrollton in the country than you can making it driving a bus full-time in Atlanta, just about. Chris Martino, currently sitting in a Malibu doing a VDT learn. Oh, fun. Blendor singing the song of the people. No. A Malibu with a bad Blendor actuator? No, that never happens. John, hello from Arkansas. John Austin, will you film any personal repairs on your personal vehicles? Right now, my vehicles are in good shape. Only thing they'll need in here soon is oil changes. But no, everything on my vehicles is good, and there's no problem. So probably not, because they don't need anything. Click, click, thump, thump. Yep. Yeah, Chad, we all know that sound. Yes. Yeah, Gary Archer. Yeah, you have to have that's what I meant by the shop, is you have to have enough cars coming in. CJ, no. There's hints, but no, I'm not going to talk about it until my severance is paid out, because I want my severance to be paid out. Yeah, Alan, definitely the best customers are the best customers are the best customers to have. Adam, yeah, no, I was. I don't know if you guys saw my community post, but I was on a podcast with Matt Fanslow, and that was one of the things we talked about. And it's no, don't go into $5,000 in debt for Snap-on, Matco, whatever. Don't. It's way too much debt for a young tech to be in. Oh, geez, consult R2R bricked. Thought that was more stable than NERS. That's surprising. Albert Breezy, no. You got to do what's best for you, whether it's personal or you're not growing there or whatever. You got to do what's best for you and your family. So don't feel bad. Leave on good terms. Don't be a hole about it, but you got to do what's best for you no matter what. Santa Claus. Um, you'll have job security and union that stands behind you. Not around here. No union. Not much union stuff around here. Not according to their ad, Santa Claus. Yeah, Chad, the airport is no. G Auto Repair. I mean, it's possible. No, Death by Death, fun. Robbie Santos, is the crap in Amazon worth it? I'm sure you're talking tools. Very much depends on what tools you're talking about. Um, Milwaukee tools, don't buy from Amazon because of how they're sold through a company to another company and resold. Milwaukee doesn't, authorize because the warrant it wasn't sold through proper channels through an authorized dealer. They don't honor the warranty. Other stuff, other companies, don't do that, but a lot of them do. But yeah, I mean, if it's a good brand, don't feel bad about buying it from Amazon. Yeah, James, everybody keeps pointing that out. No, I keep telling everybody, no, my boss shared my content to his management shop owner friends, and it has nothing to do with YouTube. No, I mean, it wasn't YouTube. Um, Shredder tools, if my employer provides tools, they stay in storage. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm not selling my tools. Situations change, jobs change. My tools aren't getting given up on. What about working on postal vehicles or other companies? It's an idea. Um, Fluffy, I appreciate the $5. Thank you. But yeah, no, working on Amazon or UPS or whatever, it's out there. I'm still not, you know, I'm still doing my thing. Philly D, which one are you referring to of their ball joint presses? They've got the one that's made by OTC, and then they've got a different one that's a big old scissor. Both are really good. If you're gonna buy the OTC one, get the complete package because there are some adapters in the basic kit that you need. Um, you it's but yeah, they're both really good. So George, I guess. I'm sure I'm butchering your name. George, that's awesome. Good luck. Lynch, every time automotive YouTubers are in Milwaukee, we ask about that. I think it's a complete limitation of the mechanism and all that. I know they want it, but I don't think they can have been able to make it. At my age, can I retire? I'm not that old, thanks. I'm only 49 and not for the rest of my life, you know. I mean, what? 76 is the age of retirement to get um Social Security, and right now that's what, how many years ago? 27 years. So no. And I'd be bored to death unless I was doing something. I work at United States Postal Service. A friend of mine worked at United States Postal Service, but yeah. Robbie, it would have to be. That's why they haven't come out with it, because they ain't even close, I bet. Check out Crown Lifts. They have a branch in Duluth. See, Duluth is too far away from me. Appreciate the that, but that's across town for me. Brian over at How to Automotive, you're listening on the live stream while you're ending your day. Yeah, Cali time. Our toolbox is overpriced. Um, Overpriced. You have to remember something. Almost nobody pays $16,000 for that toolbox. My toolbox is retailed for what, 23 and $24,000 each. I did not pay that. Mike Jones, I appreciate the $10. Team Flat Rate Master. But almost nobody pays that. They're usually discounts and over, like trading a car in, you can move money around on the car that you're trading in to make it look better, but it's what you pay is what you pay. So you rarely pay retail for toolboxes. By the way, I paid about $10,000 for each, by the way. Just FYI. Big Sean, I'm doing good. Michael, I don't know. I haven't paid that much attention. I might have misspoke. No, it's like 66 or 68 now. I don't know. But it's still a long ways away for me to. And with the way the economy is going, just saying. Yeah, I mean, new shop, we'll see what happens. Dave Osborne, yeah, no, it was fun time talking to Matt. I've known Matt for a long time online, and as I talked about in that podcast, I met him at Auto Mechanica here in Atlanta, hung out, blast. I mean, the recording the podcast was awesome. I mean, it was like an hour and a half, and it was just a blast. Mario, I appreciate it. The $5 get bigger than Scotty. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't know if I can do that much coke. I mean, this is the only coke I do. Again, appreciate it, Mario. Yeah, Michael Nicholson at 57. It's yeah. Kale, I'm not going to decline or agree with that statement, but Coke, yeah. Yeah, no. What's up, Chris? Not to mention the fact if I talk that loud, my mics would probably blow out. One of the things I have to do on the microphone system I'm using to film my videos here is it clips a lot of time when I do my normal intro. So I have to tone it down a bit when I do my intro as it is. Oh yeah. No, yeah, I remember. Big Sean, yeah, I remember you. Actually, I think that memory came up not too long ago on Facebook. But yeah, no. No, I remember you. Death by Debt, I have no idea. I really Renegade Garage, hey, I don't know what mobile guys are charging, and I don't know what, I really haven't paid attention to that market as far as what they're charging and all that. And then you vary by, you know, the market you're in. I mean, if I look at what getting charged in Atlanta versus where I live, it just labor rates in shops vary by like 60 to 80 bucks. So I don't know anything about, what mobile guys charge. Or 2,800. Looking at what's going on with the stream, make sure everything's going okay. Waiting on questions come in. What questions you guys got? Oh no, it varies by $60 an hour by labor rate. That's what I was talking about, Frank. Um, the labor rate between where I live and like Buckhead, where the shop was, can vary by $60 an hour. Wasn't talking about. I was talking labor rates, not. But it varies. It's considerably different just based on those for tech pay too. Kenneth, I appreciate it. There's one pass through that is superior to any for use primarily on domestic vehicles. Cardac. It has the most support of anybody. Get their newest model. I think it's the 3 Plus, maybe. That's going to be as universally used, available, and all that for anything. So Matthew Blair, I appreciate it. I mean, everything's up in the air right now. I haven't made any decisions on doing anything so far. Drum, I've talked to a company about doing that. Answered the super chat. No, I don't have any experience with Top Done. I believe that's a launch-based tool, isn't it? If I remember right. It's been a weird day. Anyway, I believe that's a launch-based tool. So the software is pretty good. It's like the whole thing with the rebrands of Autel and Launch. For some reason, everybody's doing that now. Caleb, depending on what kind of training you're looking for, Standard and or Premium, lots of great training there. You can do it as you need it. It's all of his classes, all of his case studies, lots of good training there. YouTube, and there's lots of good training out there. You just have to find stuff that's available to your area. ATI, just where where you're located as far as that. Kale Castaneda, ratio, it's ratio got blown out of proportion when the 50-50 thing went away. Fair market for your fair price for a diagnostic tech in your market. Look at want ads for ATEX and do an average. And that's probably what they're about going to get paid. But that's what you need to look at is what those ATEX, not techs in general, but if they're looking for an actual diagnostic ATEC, look at a bunch of ads and get a good idea of how much the average is. And that'll give you a good idea of what the flag hour should be. $5,800 for a dealership. What kind of dealership are you buying? M. Sean. Paul, I appreciate it. Armando, gaining confidence is about repetition. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Gaining confidence is about your personal confidence. The more you do it, the more you have double checked and triple checked. Then you only need to double check, and then you finally only need to double check. But yeah, it's just going to take time. You just got to get your methods in, whatever it is, whether it's replacing an alternator, doing brakes, get your process down, make sure you go over and torque everything, recheck. The more you do it, the more confidence you'll get. Banwan, I don't know any automotive programs anywhere near me in high school. Pretty much nobody does those kind of programs anymore. I mean, there's barely shop classes in most of the schools around here. Jones, I appreciate it. Max and Tainer, Max in Tater. Sounds like a Ron White joke. I'm not working super hard right now. I'll be honest, I didn't get up till 10 and had to get up at 7 to wake my son up, make sure he got off to school, but he drives, he's 18. I just have to make sure he's up. He was. But yeah, I'm not working that hard. What value to place Motor Breath asks, what value do you place on ASEs? I think they're a good thing, but I think they've suffered from their own problems. They used to mean a lot more than they do nowadays. Unfortunately, but I think it still shows having ASEs shows a commitment to the industry and are good to have. How do I, Chris Martino, how do I get this hair like this? I wash it. I don't dye it. This is just my hair. Luckily for me, I got hair in my head and not other places. Poo man poo. I don't even know most people would know who Malmsteen is. But yeah, no, true. Let's see. Frank, I mean, that's a possibility. Being a mobile diag guy. Mr. Jones, anything is possible. Yeah, part stores at How to Automotive, part stores also offer training. The podcast I did with Matt Fanslow, sponsored by Napa Training, so something to definitely think about. I did not mention that. Tony, have I thought about opening a new shop? Yes, and it's no. Places to open auto repair shops are few and far between. I mean, there's places where unless there's an existing shop there that you buy, you cannot open a new auto repair business at all. So it's there's you have to find a place that has been an auto repair for a lot of places. So it's hard to find a place. Like literally Brookhaven, if there's not an auto repair shop there, you ain't open a new one. They won't approve it. Even if you buy the property, want to build a shop, nope, not gonna let you do it. Brent Stone, I'm 32. Just keep it going. I've been working on out, and it keeps me going fast and at least faster than everybody else. Appreciate advice. I appreciate it, Brent. Fu Man Poo, my wife would divorce me moving to Florida. Moving is currently not an option. With my kids, and once they finish this year of school, they both graduate next year. So they both graduate in 24. So we're not pulling them out of school. My mother-in-law has dementia, and it's just a move is not possible right now. Flying hippos, no, they have work. Yeah, Kenneth, mobile work is going to be variable. I think what they were, I don't know whether you were responding to the guy wanting to do mobile work or the guy saying at me doing mobile work. Yeah, I mean, they're mobile diagnostics is one thing that'd be for shops, not customers. Uh, Gran Turismo fan, have you used the new Snap-on Flex Head ratchet I got a while back? Yes, I have. A lot. I like it a lot better than the old Flex Head, blocking Flex Head, and I like it a lot better than the non-locking one that tended even after limited use. I mean, I borrowed it to Daniel at the shop, I think, for a while, and he, you know, maybe Daniel, maybe somebody else. But anyway, it was still starting to get floppy. Works a lot better. I wish I'd have gotten the comfort grip, but I didn't. So yeah, no, it's a good ratchet. Premise Christ, tips on passing automatic transmission ASE without any knowledge in transmissions. Take practice tests and be very careful reading the questions. ASE tests are about as much about reading comprehension as they are asking technical questions, at least in the standard testing, not the L1. As I say hi to L1 Automotive Training right below you. What's going on, Keith? Kenneth, you need to apply for general manager. Yeah, mobile guys do suck. Quick wrench, what's going on? Yeah, Michael Nicholson, I'll figure it out. I mean, it is what it is, but you know, I'm not desperate times at this point. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm gonna take my time, figure out exactly where I need to go. Mr. Jones, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate all of my community for the support I've gotten. Jax, all that stuff is a ways away from me. Have you thought about maybe Ricci, Tony? I don't know what Ricci is. Uh, First Escape need some stubby wrenches. Are Tecton good? Yes, they are. A lot of those wrenches are made in the same plants that other manufacturers are made, but Tecton have been very quality tools. Rob Medina, it's up to you. Does it provide value for you or your customers, or you know, what? It's always good to have, but is it necessary? Do your customers care? It's up to you. Jax Grod, what's up? First Escape, thank you. My ASCs actually expired during COVID, and I haven't renewed them. It wasn't, they literally were going to expire, and then shutdowns happen, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not renewing right now. And then the whole online thing, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And nobody seemed to care, so I never went back and actually recertified. No. Eh. I'm in flipping hippos. That's kind of what I'm doing right now, is just making content. Um, yeah, I mean that's um, right now keeps me busy. I don't have to, sit there and just, smoke cigars and drink whiskey or anything like that. Gives me something to do. So that's what I've been doing. That's why we're doing a live stream. That's why I'm doing more content. Just gives me something to do, and, hopefully adds value to the community. Survival Hub, have you thought about taking on viewer projects and going full-time YouTube route? Viewer projects, I don't have a place to work on them. As I said earlier in the live stream, my driveway goes like this. I've got enough room to park the cars my family drives, and there's a car in the garage. Unless somebody's driving that car, I don't have room here. So unless I found a shop, I couldn't do that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, I mean, it's really nice working from at the house. I can get up, go smoke a cigar, come in here in the office and work, and my commute's all of 3 seconds. Kale Castaneda, cigar videos are immediately demonetized, so it literally does not make any sense to make cigar videos. Cigar Obsession, the largest cigar channel that was on YouTube, got his channel basically shut down. It's happening a lot with cigars and guns channels and that kind of stuff. So it's really, there's no reason to do it on YouTube. He moved over to Facebook and Instagram because it was the only way he could not have his videos get taken down. Clear Breath, I haven't looked. So I don't know how much it costs. Kenneth, maybe. I think it was more about specific tools than just one tool. But I think I want to rephrase that. It was more on a specific tool rather than a genre of tools, I guess. Big Sean, you got to have the following, and they got to notice you. That's how it works. Joe Mama, yeah, plenty of content. Tony, have you thought about? Sorry about that. Have you thought about being a trainer? It's a possibility. Focus. Uh, Jonathan Hewitt, you got to identify, I'm sure it's somebody you work with. You got to identify what is causing them to struggle. Are they not writing up enough hours that don't sell? Are they getting the crap cars that nobody wants to do anything on? Or is it a personal efficiency problem? You got to identify that before I can help you, because that's the thing, is you got to figure out where that bottleneck is. A lot of times techs that don't sell a lot of hours, excuse me, when you don't sell a lot of hours, because you don't write stuff up, you're gonna have, you're not gonna bill as many hours as other people. Or if he's just struggling to get work done, it's his process. It's what he's doing, how he's doing it. He needs to get better at optimizing his workflow. But, somebody's got to be closer enough to see what his issues are in the shop. Fu Man Poo will Justin Dow stay at Ron's. Who the heck knows, Fu Man? Joe Mama. I wouldn't sweating on vehicles with the YouTube channel and plenty of goober action. Oh, 200 MCR. How much you saving on gas? About $90 a week. Yeah, first escape. I got bored. Yeah, no, I mean, I took the first week off because shock. But no, that's why I'm doing YouTube. I mean, that's why I'm doing the content. Is it gives me something to do, something to focus on. I'm not sitting there watching Maury, even though he passed away. But I'm not watching daytime TV. I'm doing stuff. Harlem and Dad, will alignments become a standalone business model? Probably not. Probably will still remain part of auto repair in general, but facilities are going to have to start adapting to the lane departure, cameras, ADAS, all that stuff. Because like one of the biggest problems, like I was talking about it on the podcast, is I could have a full ADAS system sent to me by launch. But the problem is the only place we could do ADAS calibrations would have shut down the lower shop while that calibration was going on. That's one of the things that is going to have to change. And Matt was talking about they had to get a separate building to do ADAS calibrations because their shop wouldn't accommodate it. Oh yeah, Kenneth. Uh, I that's just a face palm. No, I would not rely on a Harbor Freight Meteor for anything. Ever. You should make more liberal goober videos. I love those. J Money, big fan. I appreciate it. Um, no, you're the J Money talking about advantage of getting taken advantage of. The reckoning is coming. As people shops have harder and harder time finding techs to do jobs, they are going to have to get off their purse and spend money. And are we there yet? Probably not. But we're getting there. We're getting closer. So, if you're not getting paid where you're going, where you're at, you're going to have to move. They're not willing to pay you. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to do what needs to be done to make the most money. Poo Man Poo, have a good one. Mobile mechanic pricing versus flat rate shop. I have no idea. I don't look at mobile mechanic pricing. Yeah, no, every job has expenses. Renegade, no, I'm not going to be a tool dealer. Joe Mama. I, I, I don't get why people rely on cheap stuff like that. Yeah, I need to, Jonathan, I need to get with Lucas on that. When I was working full time, it was really hard. I mean, the one with Matt, that one was just hard, just on what's going on with his wife and everything and his kids. His wife has been in the hospital, but it's really hard to coordinate people with, live in different parts of the country and all that kind of stuff. But I need to message him. Tony, what would you recommend for a good, reasonable price scan tool? Launch. The launch tools have been good. Um, as long as you go for the better, decent ones, they do everything the bigger ones do. They're reliable as all get out. The tablets are Lenovo. I'm much happier with launch than the Autel software is good. The tablets is where I have a problem with Autel. First escape, that's awesome. Congratulations. uh, thank you. Cars exposed. Igor, have a good one. I appreciate it. I'll tell Andrea when she gets back from Texas. What's going on, Brian McFarland? Yeah, how to automotives. Yeah, sometimes it's worth traveling to the next town. That's why I commuted to Buckhead. I talked about it last live stream, or no video. Here there's a shop not too far from my house that's paying $30 an hour max for a ATAC. And then you go to other shops and they're offering 40, $50, etc. Joe Mama, after a few months, you'll be thinking, why didn't they give me that promotion years ago? Um, I mean, it's a lot easier job, I'll tell you that much. Doesn't make as much. Scotty, what's up? Um, Scotty, the leak down tester, the one I've got is from OTC. Nothing wrong with it. I would, however, recommend getting hoses that do not have the screw-on tips. I've had to extract those from cylinders. So what I normally did is I used my snap-on gauge set, took the shredder valve out, but that's what I've been using is the OTC. Legend, I appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. Renegade Garage. The biggest issue with being a tool dealer is getting a good territory. That's the key to being a tool dealer is having a good territory. You know, like Robbie, he had a really good territory. He had shops that would spend money, buy stuff, and the Mac dealer had the same area. He had good customers that would spend money and buy stuff. You go to a bad area and you're just chasing people for money, and you it's hard to make money when you're constantly trying to get money to just pay your bills. And I mean your tool bills as a tool dealer. Start a Harbor Freight truck. Joe Mama. Oh yeah, pretty much. Um Top tech. But being a tool dealer, not to some degree, yeah, it's like a dope dealer, yeah. No, yeah, you're show up, everybody runs to you. Jesus. Really, Brian? His truck got stolen? Jeez, what did he do? He had to have left the door open and the key in the ignition running. Judo, yeah, Amazon can be. The biggest problem with Amazon is warranty. And that's literally what comes down to when it comes to, oh, I bought this tool. Then you're going through this company, trying to find somebody to warranty it, but it's a cheap tool. Makes sense just to buy it again and be over with it. I don't know where the routes are as far as Matco or Mac or whatever. I don't know where their territories go. Victor, I appreciate it. Scott Frazier, you literally can't go wrong with Fluke. I mean, Fluke makes some good stuff. AES, I think it is, and AES also makes some really good DSOs. Yeah, Sunix is one of the best companies as far as warranty. They're really, make it painless. Whereas a lot of, like Grain Pneumatic, they're literally warranted through whoever sold them. So basically, it's a warranty of whoever you bought them from. Judo, no, you don't have to buy a tool every time you warranty. I've seen guys walk onto a truck with a pile of broken tools and get everything replaced. I mean, I buy enough from tool dealers to never have to, never get questioned. But no, their warranty, literally all it costs them is shipping to ship it back to the company and some time with the. Yeah, I mean, Renegade. That's what I was referring to. Is some companies' warranty as far as Amazon is better than others. So it's trying to figure out how to get it warranted or, whatever. Brandon, I appreciate it, but yeah, not moving on. Iowa. The legend, we're just talking tools, just answering questions about tools. Um, automotive repair of the legend. That's what the channel's about. Automotive technicians, that kind of stuff. Scotty, I have never warranted anything directly to Good Wrench. I've always had a dealer that would warranty it. If you already have a launch, I would definitely go IM608 for the keys, and it'll do most of the features of a regular Autel. Um, programming no is only available on the higher end Autels. Whatever the replacement for the Elite would be the one I'd recommend, Jax. Mr. Jones, no, I mean, I don't laugh at Harbor Freight. They've got some stuff that's good. They've got some stuff that's bad. Every tool dealer has the same problem. Jim Hines, yeah, no, tool trucks are it's a way harder business to be in now. So yeah, that's a concern. Yeah, no, I mean there's some definite deals on Amazon. Harlem and Dad, I don't work Saturdays or Sundays. If a shop is open Saturdays, nope. Uh, I always worry about counterfeit products from Scamazon. Tools really generally, as long as they're name brands, aren't going to be counterfeit. But yeah, I try looking for a 10 gigabit Intel card from Amazon and for a computer. And geez, I mean, it's so much, it's a $250 card. And you buy them for $40 on Amazon. Yeah, legitimate Autel card or Intel card. But anyway, Clyde, what's going on? Oh God, Lord Co. I remember Lord Co. when I worked for Motorvac. Yeah, Clyde. It's all depends on the area you're in, what's available. I mean, I hadn't seen a Mac dealer till my old Matco dealer came back to Atlanta and couldn't get his Matco dealership back. But I've seen a Mac dealer since 2005, not counting when I worked for tool equipment manufacturers. But yeah, no, I mean, I it varies. I mean, we're uh Icon tool impact sockets, they're made in China. I don't have any personal experience with them, Mr. Jones, but I mean they're probably decent. Jonathan, no, I do not have any top down scanners. Brian, no, I've not heard anything about a Milwaukee. I've not heard anything about a Milwaukee pipeline event. Haven't got invited, so guess I suck. Sunex, Gear Wrench, and Tecton all send you one new one online. Cool. What's your favorite drill brand? You talking about the drill itself or the drill bits? Milwaukee's my favorite drill brand. The Matco Hyper Steps are my favorites for drills. Brandon, a subscription area? I don't know what you're talking about. Um, Brian, I assume. I haven't stopped making content, so First Escape, that's awesome that your house is half paid off. Um, yeah, no, they're expensive. Um, Boots, redbacks is what I use, and I do the upgraded insoles. Tony, you got to insist on it. If they're not going to pay you, go somewhere else. That's literally the only way you're going to get what you deserve. I guess neither. I guess both of us suck, Brian. No, I have not heard anything about a pipeline event. Um, yeah, I mean that's one of the problems, Clyde. Is these guys get a new dealer, get a new line, they go to work for Mac or whatever. They go around warranting a bunch of things, never make any money, and then they don't make any money. Well, Jax, call and warranty. I don't know. Judo, I'm not planning on stopping making content. Anthony, thanks for joining us. No, I think doesn't Tecton have two lines? I try to remember if Tecton had multiple lines or not. Hopefully, I'm not clipping because I'm eating the microphone, but I guess not. I mean, I bought a Tecton wrench for that Amazon for that wrench showdown video, but that's the only one I've really owned. So I don't have a ton of experience with those. Concrete insoles, okay. Brian, electronics is always OEM. Um, brakes, water pumps, stuff like that, I'll use aftermarket. But if it's got wires going to it, it involves a check engine light, I want OEM. So that's really where the big drawing line. But then again, I've had problems with, window motors, aftermarket window motors that wouldn't work right. I've had water pumps that didn't fit right, they were aftermarket. So just kind of varies. But if it's got wires, generally I want OEM, along with timing chains, actuators, solenoids, that kind of stuff. I want OEM. I've told the story before, but the shop ate a transit engine because the spark plug broke off doing a tune-up, like broke off in the head and then wouldn't come out. It was completely seized. Like the machine shop had to drill it out, put a helicoil, or not a helicoil, but a time cert in there because it literally was seized in the head. And apparently it's a common issue with that generation Transit Connect. But anyway, Bam Bam did a timing job on it after he did doing the head, and the Cloy's chain broke. So OEM only. Yeah, Joe Mama, they literally do. They throw it in the trash or they put it on a pallet and they sell it for dirt cheap. The Maxxis Mini, I used to have one. It was a good scan tool. Battery was bad. And I don't think that you can update it anymore. It was a good tool. I mean, battery was the biggest thing, is you had to keep it plugged in. Yeah, no, Mac and Proto, owned by the same company. Somebody mentioned video lagging on my end. My drop frames is at 0.3%. So I don't. Stream health is excellent. So I don't know. It might be on your end. It might be on YouTube's end, but nothing I can do on my end. What do I say? My favorite work boot is Redbacks. D&J Timing Components. I'm not familiar with that company. How to Automatic. Have I been fighting with management over using aftermarket parts? No, that was not one thing. That was not something we fought about. If you wanted OEM, they got OEM. So that was not a problem. Yeah, First Escape. Yeah, OEM software is really nice to have. Yeah, no, I've been there, done that. The shop is a Technec store, whatever you want to call it, and we've had to warranty CarQuest alternators for other TechNet stores, and I was like, yeah, why we don't put that crap on? So Blundstones, Clad, I don't know, not familiar with that brand. Gran Turismo fan, do I miss the Snap-on Bel Air edition? I wish I still owned it. I don't miss working out of it. It was way, way, way too small for me. I mean, it was packed full. Had another toolbox. I mean, if you remember back in the day, I had a double bank Matco that was full. I had the Snap-on that was full, and it wasn't optimized for the tools I had. So, do I wish I still had it? To some extent. Do I wish I still worked out of it? Hell no. Yeah, see, Joe Mama, I don't want anything Chinese that I'm having to possibly warranty an engine on. Rather have it from Czechoslovakia from GM or Yugoslavia or wherever the heck they get their stuff from. But yeah, I'd rather have OEM on that kind of stuff. Tony, I don't know. Since electric cars are coming, are we gonna, should we get paid more because training? I think that kind of is going to raise what we cost to do. I think that is going to increase what we make as vehicles continue to get more and more complex. Andrew, what's going on? Oh God, Andrew, you had to bring that up. Miss you too, Andrew. Yeah, tipping over the Bel Air, that sucked. Yeah, no, I mean it's yeah, the good old days. Me, you, and Bam Bam having fun. You don't know Andrew, by the way. He used to work at the shop. He's now his own YouTube star. Royal Automotive, I forget. Royalty Automotive is the shop he works at, and they now do YouTube. So go subscribe to that channel, and you get to meet Andrew. He used to work with me. Cool redneck. He's the one that moved out of Atlanta to get away from Atlanta. So yeah, it's Royalty Auto Service, yeah. So go watch him. If you looked at my community tab, I tagged one of their videos in my community tab. But yeah, he's doing videos now, so you go watch him. Gray Pneumatic is warranted by the company that sold it. Meaning, wherever you bought it, they're the ones that are going to warranty it. They don't have to warranty it if they don't want to. The company itself does not warranty the product. The warranty is through the company that sold it. So buy it, buy it, throw it out, and buy a new one. Or go buy Sonex. And honestly, go buy Sonex. They're good tools, but Sonex is just as good, and they actually stand behind their stuff. Yeah, Gran Turismo fan, yes. Me and Andrew remember that. Andrew was the one that was running the gauntlet from the one side of the shop to get in the bathroom. In case you don't know, Gran Turismo was talking about, I posted a video where the shop was hit by a tornado. And that was back when Andrew was there. And the roof lifted up. The wall fell down. The wall dropped onto the lifts. And yeah, we were in the bathroom, or actually in the locker room. And it was, quite fun. Then we had a gaping hole in the side of the building for a while. It's okay. If you could only have one scanner, that would pretty much do all you need. What would you get? I'm the market for one. I'd get the Launch. It's probably not going to do everything you need. No aftermarket scanner is going to do that. But Launch probably does most of what everything you're going to need. Yeah, I'm not buying an electric car. Yeah, no First Escape. Yeah, I mean Sonex. I every time I bought Gray Pneumatic, I bought it through a tool dealer, so I never had any problem getting it warranted because they warranted it. but my Mac dealer told me about that it wasn't warranted. So, Neil, welcome in. I only have experience with Sunex, so I would go Sunex. Yeah, Clyde. Yeah, because it was right. Yeah, because I did a video with Clyde when he was doing automotive content. He's a tech, but he does more political stuff now. But we were doing a live, or not a live, but a Q&A video many years ago. The wall had already fallen down, and the security guard had come over because somebody was in our parking lot bleeding that got shot somewhere else. Do you remember that, Clyde? Yeah, no. Yeah, it was a crazy experience. You made it on Fox News, and I made it on, I think, WSB. Chris, I'm not talking about that. Car Shield is garbage, Brian McFarland. Garbage. If you're going to do warranty, Fidelity, or the CarMax, those are the two one I can easily recommend off the top of my head. Oh, could you recommend a well-rounded lab scope? Pico, the Launch, the Hanatech. The software on the Hanatech Launch Autel stuff is its biggest drawback. ATS is good as well. If you're just getting into it, get a U-scope from AES Wave. Get you a good starting foundation if you don't understand the background of using a scope. But if I was going to buy a scope right now, that like I didn't have any scopes, I knew what I know now, I would still buy a Pico. And that's going to be, Pico or the ATS scope are both really good. The ATS is actually slightly better in hardware and polling rates and that kind of stuff. The interface, the GUI, is a little more 1980s, 1990s, but they both do the job. So personal preference, but they're both, that's what I would go, is I would go to a Pico or an ATS. There's always propane conversion. Yeah, Clyde, it was crazy. Yeah, Anthony, GP, I haven't, I don't have anybody that sells GP anymore, but I haven't had anything that I needed to get warranted. Yeah, judo. I mean, you gotta understand that it's gonna catch up to you. Gran Turismo, no, like emergency vehicles, motorcycles, dudes with a little driving by with loud exhaust. I'll have to deal with that, and occasionally I have to deal with kids or dogs, cats at the door, but yeah, I don't have to deal with any of that stuff. Joe Mama, that's funny. Yeah, Andrew, his shop, they're big fans of ATS. Um, by the way, Andrew, have you met Bernie Thompson, who owns ATS? Have you taken any of his actual in person classes? Because I can tell you that guy is smart, like way above my level. But maybe did he do his eight? I think it was this long can class when he's talking bits and bytes and all that. Years ago, I took his class at TST, and me, Eric O, and Ivan were all about to fall asleep. But wicked smart, and he knows what he's talking about. Chad, I appreciate it. Okay, Mama. Oh. Big Bennett, how long, I guess, do you mean on the break files last? They last a long time. I've not, they are, the break files themselves are freaking awesome. Shop supplies, cookies are faster, but, break files are probably better. Clyde, have a good one. Appreciate you stopping by, bringing back memories. Ruined Hemi, get the Mayhew. I actually don't like the newer snap-on pry bars. They bend a lot. Mayhew makes Matco, which is the same ones I have. I just like the orange handle. And the warranty, I can just, warranty them. But yeah, no, I would definitely 100% recommend Mayhew pry bars. Port Escape. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of stuff you can do with a Raspberry Pi. Good luck finding a Raspberry Pi 4 though, because there's $200 and they're really hard to come by for a $40 SoC. Yeah, I mean, I have one Mac pry bar that's old as dirt, so. Why did I go Intel? Brian McFarland, why did you go AMD with? Why did I go AMD instead of Intel in the editing desktop? Cores and threads. That's the reason. When I built that PC, the 5950X was not out yet. Intel only had 10900K, which was hotter than all get out. This PC that I'm streaming with is a 9900K. That's my old editing rig. I wanted more cores and more threads. That's why I wanted AMD. Adobe likes more threads, and I went AMD. I game on the Intel, by the way. Jax, I don't know what word you're misspelled, but yeah, I mean, like I said, Rune, you can't go wrong with Mayhew. They are bulletproof as far as pry bars. I mean, my big boy, haven't even I can't say anything bad about them. They don't bend like the snap-ons, and they just work. Oh. Oh. Yeah, no, Neil, Mayhew are really good tools all around. Tyler, I appreciate it. Richard, I appreciate it. Big Bennett TV, no, they don't have Milwaukee trucks. Sorry about that. Dan Bearhart, worry about being right rather than being faster. Once you are right, then you can work on streamlining your processes. That's where it's going to help you with getting it faster. But if you're not right all the time, worry about being right. Don't worry about being fast. Worry about being correct, and then streamline your processes so you know this is the course I'm going to go on this kind of code. Figure out the right way to go, that'll increase your speed. Feel no. No, I don't recommend getting rid of your tools. You never know what's going to happen. Better to hold on to them and see what happens rather than sell them off for not much cash when they're worth much more if you have them and you decide to go back to fixing cars or whatever you were doing. Yeah, Mayhew is similar to Lisle. Gran Turismo, yeah, my the GPUs I have are more for like After Effects, which to more or less to play around with. They use a lot more VRAM on the GPUs. Adobe Premiere and Photoshop a lot less. Jack's Garage, I appreciate it. First Escape, it's Lang. Lang makes their kit. They still do. Their tap and dice and drill bits are going in house. Mike Wolf 427, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bill Bennett TV, did you play Tunes? Yes, I played Tunes and also had Twitch going. I watched various Twitch channels while working on cars. And Bearheart, I didn't know that. Have never, Adam asked, do I ever talk to Eric the Car Guy or Humble Mechanic? Never met Eric the Car Guy, don't know him. Humble Mechanic, I have his cell phone number. Yes, I've talked to him, message back and forth on various platforms. He's a cool dude, but I've never met Eric the Car Guy. Tony, I have no idea on a plug and play Nissan ECM. I haven't had the best of luck with that kind of product anyway. You know, plug and play, and then transmission doesn't shift, stuff like that. Have you seen or played with OEM's tools, magnetic Torx and triple square sockets? I have not, Andrew. As far as I know, they're all made by Lang. No, no, it's yeah, no, I always had music. Andrew can attest to that because it was either me or him playing music, and usually he'd get there, he'd have it going, and he goes, "What do you want to hear today?" I'm like, let's do old school country or 80s rock or something. Blue Driver, no. So I have it over here. That right there is what you want. That's going to be your best bet for a quick, good scan tool. Very full featured. That's what you want. You want to get if you want just a quick little cell phone style scan tool. Patrick, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, Scofflaw, you can't go wrong with Fluke. Jamie, getting put on probation, have issues. Are you constantly not hitting book time, Or is it you never hit book time? What's the actual situation? Because that would help me a lot more. The rules of Pluto. No, I do not work on cars in my house. My driveway does not really. Best box wrench botch. Julius Jones asked best box wrench set. My opinion on that is still Snap-on. Still the best. I haven't used a Klein multimeter. Beal, no, yeah, no. I. My problem is I like listening to playlists, but everybody's playlist randomizer is garbage, and you wind up listening to the same music over and over and over again, even when it's not supposed to. All right, Andrew, have a good one. Appreciate you stopping by. Dwayne, so do I. Or Dave Wayne, I still do. It's in my garage, actually. Yeah, Gran Turismo, yeah, After Effects can be very CPU intensive and at times GPU intensive. It depends what you're doing. Yeah, First Escape. I mean, I don't blame you there. Yeah, Joe Mama, the Vantage was freaking awesome. Brian, I am from Milwaukee. I talk about Milwaukee tools a lot. I'm from Milwaukee. So literally, when I go home, when I go up to Milwaukee Tools, I am literally going home. Uh, Anthony, depends on what you're talking about. They've got a bunch of stuff that's made in China. Snap on. He's talking about, they've got a bunch of stuff that's made in America. They've got stuff made in Canada. It really depends. Their hardline tools that are Snap-on branded are still made in the U.S. or and some Canada. Jamie, our employee would say I hit book time or beat it 80 to 90% of the time. If you're consistent, why is he putting you on probation if you're consistently consistent? That doesn't make sense. It seems more like he's got a wild hair up his butt and is yelling at you for it. I mean, that's the way of the world. I mean, the rule Pluto. I'm a Toyota tech in New York, and they want me to go flat rate, but the shop isn't busy enough. What should I tell them? No, unless you can give me a guarantee. No. I mean, you might wind up having to change jobs, but I mean, it's you're going to wind up changing jobs if you're flat rate and you're not going to make any money. So stand up for yourself and be ready with an exit plan, because that's if you're literally not busy enough to make money on flat rate, you're going to wind up having to leave anyway. Will S. Love your content. What soldering iron do you recommend? I do a lot of under dash alarm installations. I use a master appliance now. Is the battery in the way? My favorite is the Milwaukee, but if you want, if the Milwaukee, even with the tilting head, is still too bulky for what you're doing, the Power Probe is what the other one I have is either the Milwaukee or the Power Probe is what I use. No, yeah, correct, Julius. Blue Point is not USA. I said Snap-on. But Snap-on, some of Snap-on's branded tools and stuff are coming from China. There's one other one. Tony, what are your favorite cars to work on? BMWs, Audis, Volkswagens, Toyotas, Hondas, GMs. I did a lot of Chrysler stuff. More about the cars I don't like working on, honestly. Uh, David Callahan, yes, I went to a community college. Yeah, Robert, I've got Midwest in me. Been beaten out of me over almost 40 years now. 38, 39 years in Georgia. But yeah, no, I'm from Milwaukee. Uh, yeah, I don't know if they still do or not, but it's North America. They rarely specify U.S. versus North America. Uh, would I consider truck driving? No, no. My dad was a truck driver. I'm good. Yeah, Julius. Blue Point are 100% rebranded tools. None of them is, well, let me rephrase that. Not 100%, but mostly rebranded tools. Yeah, Weller is known for good soldering irons. Yeah. European gravy train. Matthew Garrison. No, I hate working on EcoBoost Fords. Big Minute TV, is it good? It's good for Matco and Milwaukee. The Matco dealers get access to Milwaukee direct, and Milwaukee gets more sales, or the same sales, or maybe a little bit more direct to Matco. So yeah, it's probably a good thing. Probably Honda. Toyota or Honda as far as repairs go. Probably Honda. Yeah, tolerance is a little weird. They're foreign made sockets. Oh. All right, it's about 7:15. We've been going since 5:30. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Appreciate everybody stopping in, the super chats. Appreciate a bunch of my friends stopping in. So, thanks for watching. As always, I am the Flat Rate Master.